Today, I am reviewing 7 internet resources that people are using for help regarding this. I have a lot of thoughts and feelings, so you need to watch this. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Dr. Jennifer Lincoln, board certified OBGYN, author, educator. This is the health class you didn't get in high school. Before I go on, go ahead and like, subscribe, turn on the bell so you never miss a notification. This week's video is one that I am making because I could not believe what I saw out there. So if you've not been of this world, or you've had your head under a rock, there's some issues with being able to access abortion care and get information related to that. So what has filled that void? The internet, which, as we know, can be a really scary place sometimes. So I am reviewing 7 resources that I have found in the past couple of years that people are using for like medical information, support information, all things abortion, and some of it really opened my eyes. And I'm going to give a thumbs up or a thumbs down for each of these. As always, references and resources will be in my show notes. The first resource that I am reviewing is the r/abortion subreddit. Now, I am not a big Redditor. Like, I don't use it in my daily life to find information. And so when I saw that people were repeatedly using this subreddit to get abortion information, I was surprised. And so what actually happens here? So it was founded in 2019, and on this subreddit, people answer information about not only like abortion, like what to expect, but also how to get care. Is this normal? How to help with funds, how to decide about having an abortion. And people post their questions and people answer them. And I'm going to read you some of the data so you understand just how big of a thing this is. So in 2020, 5.7 million people visited it. And in 2023, that number went up to 11 million people. And currently, every day, they're getting 8,000 visitors a day. And it's not just people in the US. In 2024, they've served at least 101 countries so far. So who is behind this? Well, it's actually trained volunteers. So these are healthcare professionals, people who've had abortions, people who work in the abortion space, and people who just care. They moderate this group 24/7, 365, not only answering questions, but removing trolls, removing misinformation, and going a lot further than just, here's a link to some information about it. They are helping people find resources, connect with healthcare providers, connect with abortion funds. Like, they're doing some amazing work. And they work really hard to remove content that is not only just wrong, but harmful or shameful. So what makes it different from other resources that I'm going to share today and other resources that are out there? Well, the first thing is that this is support from other people. So yes, I told you that there's volunteers who put in information, but also other people who are on this subreddit learn and share their experiences. So it becomes this whole community. The other thing that makes it different is once you've posted or information has been shared, it's up there and it's searchable for other people. So it builds this repository of reliable information. And it's not just a US-based resource, it's international support, which is really cool. So what is my rating about using Reddit for abortion information, specifically this subreddit? It's like not just one, but two. It's like many thumbs up. And this is the part where my editor, Kenny, puts up lots of emojis, like thumbs up emojis. And thank you, Kenny. We love you. So for each resource, I'm going to tell you what you can do to help. And for this one, it's donate. Yes, I'm asking you to give money. And it's this link up here, or you can go to my show notes. They do not get millions and millions of dollars of funding like some other big reproductive organizations you may know about. And a lot of times it's because people are like, oh, you want me to support a Reddit? Yes, it's where people are. It's where they're going. It's probably where a lot of you go for your information. So even giving $5 a month, $10 a month, or, a recurring donation or a one-time big one, I am asking you, if you're watching this video, if you've used Reddit before for help, please go ahead and give. And before I move off of Reddit, I want to call out another resource on Reddit, which is the Aunties Network, r/Aunties Network. And what do I think about that? And this is one where people go on and they say they're an auntie in Michigan or Illinois or New York, and they say, hey, I've got a couch. You can come up here if you need to travel up here for your abortion, or I'm willing to send money or send you pills. I think their hearts are in the right place. But this is really dangerous, right? Imagine if somebody who wants to trap people who are having abortions or who wants to harm women, they'll go on here and they'll post. And again, I am not here to shame the people who started this, but I think as we learn more and we know that there's other resources out there that can more reliably help, I would say that this isn't my favorite resource out there. So I would not use it if I were a user. There's lots of other opportunities if you need help with travel. And I'll put tons of resources in the show notes, but I just wouldn't use this one. Okay, moving on to the second online resource, the M&A Hotline, or the Miscarriage and Abortion Hotline. What do I think of a hotline for people who are having miscarriages or abortions? And yes, I know it's not totally online, but that's how people hear about it. I'll get to that. But what they are is it is a hotline where you can call or text. It's US based only, and you can connect with healthcare professionals for free. It's anonymous, and you can ask your questions, again, over text or over, actually speaking to them on the phone. They are not a 24/7 resource, but they are pretty close. You can see their hours here, and they will respond within 1 hour. They're often answering questions about, is this normal? I took these pills. I don't know if this is what to expect. What should I do next? And it's a way for people to connect with healthcare professionals when they might be in places like Texas or Alabama and they can't ask their own because they feel scared. This is the most recent data as of last week. I asked somebody who works on this hotline, and they said that they get 40 to 50 texts a day and 20 to 30 calls a day. So people are using it. So I kind of already hinted at this. Who's behind it? It's trained healthcare professionals. And if you're wondering if it's legit, you can see their coverage here that they've gotten in these articles, and I will link to them below if you want to read more. What is the cost? It's free. We love free. What makes this different from other resources? Well, you're talking to real experts in real time, which is pretty cool if that's something that you're seeking. So my rating, again, big thumbs up. And what can you do to help out? Well, you can volunteer. They've got volunteer information here. They're looking for people to help, or you can also donate as well. Moving on to the third online abortion resource, a chatbot. Yeah, this is called Charley Chatbot, and it is a chatbot. That's what it's programmed. It's not a human, and it's meant to answer all things about abortion, such as how to access an abortion, the difference between abortion pills and procedures, and how to get support and funding and more. You can see here, I'm typing in and I'm using it. It's available in English and Spanish, which is nice. And who's behind it? Well, experts in the reproductive field. So it was co-founded by leaders from Planned Parenthood, and it is run by experts in the abortion field. And you can see some coverage and read some more here about what this chatbot is. The cost for you to use it is, again, free. And what makes it different from the other resources? Well, it's great for somebody who wants an immediate answer, who doesn't want to wait for a reply on an online forum, or who doesn't feel comfortable even calling or texting somebody else. Like they just want to type in their things and follow the program. My rating is a thumbs up because I like that there's more options, because one thing doesn't work for one person. Now, as I was trying it, I was trying to, type in something that might get me a different support, and it doesn't do that. It's not like you can type speak to human. So it's limited in that it follows how it's programmed. But for most people, that is going to be enough. And then if that's not enough, these other resources could fill in. So how can you help? If you have a website, you can actually host this little chatbot on your website. It's super easy. They'll help you do it, and you can contact them here, and I will have that information in the show notes below. Okay, the fourth online resource is Contigo, which means with you. And this is an app and a website that acts like a virtual abortion doula, which is somebody who helps you with an abortion, but they're in your pocket. There's a live virtual chat option that you can use both in English and Spanish, and you can use it based on, their website, or you can download the app. And it can be used for help during an abortion, as well as deciding on options, and for support after an abortion. It first launched in Venezuela, where abortion is illegal, and there are a lot of unsafe abortions. So the folks who founded this, which I'll get to, really wanted to launch it there first to help people in need. And now it's available in the US as well. It currently has thousands of users, so people are using it. And I want to emphasize that it's secure, just like Charley Chatbot. These don't collect any data at all, and they are anonymous to use. And this app did win awards at South by Southwest, and it was recognized by the World Health Organization for being an innovation in technology. So who's behind it? Well, it was founded by 2 OBGYNs, and if I am continuously blown away by people in my field who do so much more than just see patients, this is it. And it's staffed by trained doulas, and you can read more about them here. The cost, free. Are we seeing a theme? We're seeing a theme. What makes it different from the other resources? Well, I love that this was first founded in Spanish, not in the US. So it's got really great built-in, baked-in support for Latino, Latina, Latinx users. So it's not like Spanish was an afterthought. So I love that. My rating? Thumbs up. What can you do to help Contigo? I think you can just spread the word that it exists. They are wanting to get more and more people in the United States aware of this resource. So you can share this content or share a screenshot in your stories, your Instagram, just tell your friends. I think that could be super helpful. Okay, the next internet resource for abortion help that I found was I went into Google and I typed in abortion help. And this website came up as a sponsored post. So I clicked on it and I'm reading. It says support after abortion. It's a website that says that it exists to provide support after abortion. Awesome. And they have this after abortion hotline, as well as a chat box that you can see here. Although my spidey senses went up a little bit when I saw the struggling with abortion, like, is this as not biased as some of the other sources? Let's see. So who's behind this? Well, it's a nonprofit, and they work with over 800 agencies to help healing through the hotline, webinars, trainings. So I'm starting to see some things here. And if you're watching this and you're like, well, some people do need healing from abortion. Absolutely. But we have a ton of data to show that the vast majority of people who have an abortion are remarkably glad that they did. So to be out there promoting this in this way that like everybody needs to heal from their abortion, we're starting to get some vibes, aren't we? The cost is free, but guilt and shame aren't free. And what makes it different? Well, it was the least medically accurate of all of the resources that I'm sharing with you today. Tons of medical misinformation existed on this site, and I guarantee you that's what you're going to get when you contact these people via the hotline or the chat box or whatever. So my rating, this is the part, Kenny, we're doing the thumbs down, like horrible. No, we're not going to do it. So how can you help? This is actually really fun. If you get served this sponsored link, click on it and then immediately go back. Or if you want to, you go to this website, you type it in, and then you immediately leave. And that tells Google that this wasn't the right kind of response, and it lowers it down in the algorithm of websites that you're served when you search these things. We love a little workaround. The other thing that you can do is you can report these ads. So I'm going to show you here how I did just that. And it just feels really powerful sometimes to click and to say that. If you get served this sponsored post, you can click too, like, don't serve me these kinds of things. Sometimes it feels like we're fighting an enormous battle against Google and Meta and all the things, but if we engage, we can make it better. Okay, and the last internet resource that I'm going to share with you is this one that you can see here. And more commonly, these anti-abortion crisis pregnancy centers are making their websites difficult to know exactly what they are. And they also increasingly are trying to convince you that you need to come in for an ultrasound. You need to come in to see them to talk about your abortion, because once they get you in the door, the goal is to talk you out of an abortion. And I have a ton of content on how these clinics work up here. You can watch it. I'm not going to go into it a ton right now. So I use the text function, the chatbot, and you can see here that I started a conversation, and I very clearly stated with the nurse that I was interested in abortion pills. She was asking had I had an ultrasound, was it confirmed? I said that it was. She was very clear in saying that she couldn't give out abortion referrals, but she kept trying to get me in the door and telling me that we needed a pregnancy confirmation visit, despite me already telling her that. So enormous red flags. So enormous thumbs down. What can you do to fight against these kinds of websites? The same exact thing. You can go ahead and report them, as I did with this one here. And the same, you can click on them and then quickly leave. You can also just educate people on how predatory these are, because they look like some of the other resources I shared, right? And it's not till you dig deeper and you may not know, and you may think, oh, this is a real medical clinic, when they're not. Now, I do want to comment, because you might say, well, Dr. Jen, they were clear. They didn't provide abortion info. They told you that. What about the other resources that you shared? What if I went to them, not sure if I want an abortion? Are they going to actually give me resources for help with making a decision that might be adoption or continuing the pregnancy? And the answer is, yeah, they all do. They actually give full options counseling. This is just one example on the abortion subreddit, how they do exactly that. The M&A Hotline also refers to a fantastic organization called All Options. This is not a guilting, medically inaccurate option. They actually give you all options, and I've talked about them a bunch before. Same thing with Contigo. They also refer people to that. Now, I will say I did struggle being able to get to that with Charley Chatbot. I tried to type in adoption to see if that would bring that up, just to see if that was in their algorithm. It wasn't, but I think that that's a pretty minimal negative piece of feedback about something that could potentially help people. So yes, they were able to give referrals to All Options, and they're not just trying to get you to have an abortion and get you to, send them money or whatever. Okay, that is my big review. My takeaway is that abortion information on the internet can actually be remarkably helpful and very useful in a time where it's very hard to get it from a healthcare provider, because you might be scared, or your provider might be afraid to tell you about stuff because of these stupid bans and laws that we have. Please go ahead and drop your comments and questions, and let me know if there are other resources that I should be reviewing as well. Until next time, use the internet, but use it wisely. Bye-bye.